car pulling up, walking in, and like I said, staging here in the Prichard Water Board parking lot. The entire parking lot now is almost full of law enforcement officials. I'll have Corey pinned over to the right here. You can see them kind of meeting over by their SWAT-like truck where they are briefing and discussing any other measures that might need to happen here. And again, this all comes after... Sorry, go ahead, Kim. Right, Greg, it is, and we did, like I said, take a look at the water board meeting agenda, and there was no specific line that said they were going to discuss any of these accusations and allegations, and this all is under investigation, as you can see. They may be taking action right now, but what we do know is that there were several people from the public who were expected to speak, and it was going to be overflowing. Like the Prichard mayor said, we'll offer up City Hall. They declined to offer, the chairman of the board declined to offer. And so right now, we're not really sure maybe even if that meeting is going to go on. We expected to, it was scheduled to, and we're still not sure what all this means for the rest of our day and the meeting that's supposed to come up.
Didn't need that. It's daytime.
Hello?
Mic check, brother.
Check, 1, 2, 3. Check, 1, 2, 3.
Keep going. Keep going.
Check, 1, 2, 3. Check, 1, 2, 3.
Right, yeah. I haven't talked with any of the water board members myself, and I haven't talked to Mayor Jimmy Gardner today, but, the district attorney told us when she gave her press conference about the incident and the allegations that are in this case know all the hacking that they've had to go through. Like we said, we only got a good percentage of the audit that was done here at Prichard Water Board. So it very well could be that they'll be taking a lot of documents out of this building. As I said, boxes and boxes maybe coming right through this front door. That's right, Kim. And, they had that offer to move the meeting and didn't because they were expecting a lot of people to show up. And there's actually still a lot of the public coming.
Okay, hi, this is Brendan Kirby here from Fox 10 News. We're at the scene of the Prichard Water Board where the FBI has arrived. They are on scene now in conducting a raid of this facility. I just talked to Tommy Loftus, who's the law enforcement coordinator for the FBI, and he says that the FBI, quote, is participating in a multi-agency investigation. Now, that's all he would say. This is an active, ongoing investigation. Wouldn't specify what the investigators are looking for, but we can guess that it's a pretty good chance that they are looking for documents and
Yeah, that's right, Greg. And right now, like you said, there might be boxes and boxes. We were actually just sitting out here waiting on when we could be let in to set up for the meeting. And, just a couple minutes later, they showed up and brought the entire agency, it seemed, with them for this investigation. I specifically have not seen the district attorney myself. I know this silver vehicle behind me, as I told you, just pulled up a couple minutes ago, and there were several people who weren't identified as sheriffs or FBI agents that did get out and go into the building as well. They were just,
okay.
casual
Said
business folks
IRS,
that entered the
CI,
building. So,
CI,
we have
criminal
dozens of law
investigation.
enforcement officers as well. They may be part of that, but they could also be from the district attorney's office. But Mobile District Attorney Ashley Rich did not show up yet here in person. I'm not sure about if the customers were told that they weren't able to go in. A lot of them, were like, oh, I'm not going to, come up that way on that. But, they're all very, some of them are just here to pay their bills. That's part of them coming to the building.
Well, Fox News is following some breaking news right now in Prichard. FBI agents swarming the offices of the Water Board as we speak. We've got our investigative reporter, Brendan Kirby, standing by live now with more information. Brendan, you've been on the scene talking to investigators. What can you tell us? What's going on?
Well, Linus, as you mentioned, yes, the FBI is raiding the Prichard Water Board headquarters here. I just spoke with Tommy Loftus, who's the law enforcement coordinator for the FBI field office in Mobile. He says that the agency is, quote, participating in a multi-agency investigation. Now, that's all he would say at this point. It's an active, ongoing investigation. He wouldn't talk about what specifically investigators are looking for, but we can guess that it involves documents and financial records relating to credit card spending that has been the talk of this town for the past couple weeks now. There was supposed to actually be a water board meeting today to discuss a review that the board chairman had ordered. I'm not sure if that's still going to go on. As I said, FBI agents have been on scene here. We've also seen investigators from the IRS Criminal Investigation Division, and they are currently in those offices now looking for records. Now, this all dates back to allegations of misspending on corporate credit cards by high-level officials of the Prichard Water Board dating back a couple of years. Board Attorney Jay Ross has called this the worst case of public corruption that he's seen in his career. He says that the questionable expenditures could total $1.5 million. And let me just show you what the scene looks like now. We've got local law enforcement on hand. We've got multiple FBI agents. They are in there. They are searching presumably for documents issues related to this. And this all stems from, as I said, hundreds of thousands of dollars, perhaps $1.5 million in questionably personal expenditures by the former board manager, Nia Bradley, and other employees over a couple-year period. And these range from expenses, everything from high-end hotels to first-class airline tickets to purchases from Gucci and other high-end retailers. Now, it's important to note that nobody has yet been charged with any crimes as it relates to this, and the attorney for Nia Bradley has said repeatedly that she's done nothing wrong, and that, in fact, all of these expenditures that are the subject of this review had been approved by this board. There's been a lot of dissension on the board, different factions, so that's something they'll have to sort out. Over the past couple weeks, the Mobile County District Attorney, Ashley Rich, has confirmed that her office has been investigating this, and she has said that she is getting assistance from the Alabama Attorney General's office. And she also said that the federal authorities have been made aware of this as well. It was unclear to what extent they were investigating, but today's action is a pretty good indication that they are taking these allegations pretty seriously as well. I have not yet had a chance to speak with the Board Attorney Jay Ross or any members of this board, and again, we're trying to confirm whether or not this raid is going to delay this meeting that was supposed to occur. This is a meeting actually that was supposed to happen last week, but the board delayed it. One of the board members, former Mayor Ron Davis, died over the weekend, so that complicates matters as well. And we're going to try and get as much information as we can.
Agents are there behind you. I want to ask you if you've seen any members from the board show up yet.
Carry on with this meeting after his passing.
I have not seen board members yet, and we have tried repeatedly to talk to the board members, and we've been unsuccessful. No one from the board has responded to our inquiries, either in some cases, visiting their homes, repeated phone calls. They've not had anything to say, and the deepening of this investigation probably means they won't as well. The only, I guess, entity from the board who has spoken is Jay Ross, the board attorney. I have not seen him yet, but we do hope to hear from him later today.
And Brendan, as you mentioned, this is a meeting that was supposed to happen. It was rescheduled. Do we have an agenda? Do we know what they're going to be talking about? Obviously, we expect them to address this misuse of spending, but do we have an agenda?
Yeah, we don't have an agenda, but this is front and center, this whole issue. Now, a couple weeks ago, the expectation was that the board would be receiving a formal report of this accounting review that Board Chairman Russell Heidelberg had ordered. He had concerns about the spending, really dating back to 2018 when he filed a complaint with the Alabama Ethics Commission over some of this stuff. He recently, sometime before Christmas, had asked a certified public accountant to review the books of the credit card spending. But Jay Ross had told me maybe about a week, 10 days ago that he did not expect that report to be finalized and to be released to the public today, but we could expect that it would certainly come up. We're not sure how much of it would have occurred in public or behind closed doors, and now we're not even sure if that's going to take place today or not. Again, I asked Tommy Loftus with the FBI how long this operation would last. He didn't know, but it could take some time.
All right, Brendan, we've been seeing some activity still behind you as we've been on with this live shot here. Give us an idea if they are still there, these vehicles that are moving. What are you seeing now?
Well, there's multiple law enforcement officers, as I've said. You've got the Mobile County Sheriff's Office is here. You've got the FBI. I also said that we had seen agents from the IRS Criminal Investigation Division, and Tommy Loftus from the FBI described it as a multi-agency investigation. We already know that the Mobile County District Attorney's Office is involved generally in this investigation. I have not seen the DA DA Ashley Rich here today, so I'm not sure if they have a presence on this raid, but this is certainly matters that she's reviewing, and in fact is in possession already of thousands of documents, because she had told us all about a week or so ago that this was an investigation that was not going to be a fast one. They had months and months of work ahead of them to sort through all those documents. Now the federal agents are looking for even more documents, so this is something that could take quite some time. But if there are ultimately criminal charges filed in this, the question will be where they'll be filed, because there are potentially state criminal charges that the Mobile County District Attorney could pursue. There's also potential federal crimes that the U.S. Attorney's Office in Mobile could pursue, and perhaps both. A lot of times in something like this, one or the other. Usually the local authorities will defer to the federal government on that, but sometimes you'll have a case where people are prosecuted in multiple courts, and we just don't know at this point.
All right, thank you. Our investigative reporter Brendan Kirby reporting there as the FBI agents and Mobile County deputies converge there on the Prichard Water Board. Of course, we will have much more on this very developing story coming up first on Fox 10 News at 4.
Mic is on.
there were 3 or so people that were signed up to speak, a lot of them about their high bills. And at the bottom of that, like you said, was executive session. That was when they would decide to go into executive session. So it's unclear how many people they were going to allow to speak at this meeting. And they could have very quickly, after those who had signed up to speak, gone into executive session in which our cameras and everybody else would be essentially kicked out of the meeting and wouldn't hear the rest of what was discussed. And the allegations for their credit card use, their use of funds, were not listed specifically on the meeting agenda. And so we're still seeing a lot of people go in and out. Prichard police also have showed up to this investigation as well. I've seen a couple of city officials along the backside, and we continue to see more cars go in and out of this area surrounding Prichard Water Board. Yeah, Kim, there's actually I believe it is an FBI truck, investigation truck that I had a lot of complicated Yeah, from what I understand, when I had talked to them earlier about the meeting, they said, yep, they're going to on the meeting, and that's where they'll happen. And that the place, and that it would be a limited seating as reported over the last 2 days. And so now we're still unsure if that meeting is going to go on. I think it's just an answer from the local legislative intent. I was waiting on answers a little bit longer as well.
Come in tomorrow. That's so hard. The wrong time.
think the mayor's gonna talk to him.
Okay, I was about to
Yeah, so
ask.
just let me know. It should take a little step back for me, just a little. There we go. Yep.
Just run. Hey, hey.
A little over.
Okay.
What's this picking? I'm picking.
Are you good?
Oh yeah, I don't care.
Okay. Hey, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mic check. Mic check. Sounds good. Now just set this way. I was like,
Yeah, could you talk to us? Yeah, I mean, basically that's just what we need, kind of, where you go from here. Okay, all right, yeah, I'm going live in about a minute, but then I'll talk to you after. All right, thanks.
Tell you what, stay right there. Can you look it up?
Check, 1, 2, 3, check, 1, 2, 3.
One more time on that mic check.
Check, 1, 2, 3, check, 1, 2, 3.
We good? You got about 5 minutes till time of the show.
Okay.
Sorry you have to see that. Sometimes you gotta lay the lawn on the side. Are you gonna step out at all?
Yeah, I
Okay,
probably will.
by
Step to the
stepping
right.
this way.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can step into him.
Yeah, that's where I was gonna go.
I'll just karate chop you.
Duck.
Sorry about that, but like guys, we are still waiting on show it for to give you guys an update. If you are just joining us, we are here on the scene at Prichard Water Board, where Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office is assisting multiple other agencies like the FBI, the IRS, and experts doing search warrants here at the water. But I did try to get some MOS in between shows too. Yeah.
Just walk right up to that sheriff.
I mentioned those people there. Jay Ross is here. Jay Ross just walked up, Brennan.
Yeah, I talked to him.
Prichard Water Board attorney.
City attorney or
The water board attorney. Yeah, I told him as soon as we get off the air, we'll talk about it.
if you want to get them up here, I mean, just because do they want us to shot up through the front?
I don't know. I'll check with him.
Investigation actually just arrived here on scene. So after our live shot, we'll probably go over and try to get some information from him. Possibly we think he knows. It's not likely he knows that the information.
Okay, meeting's canceled. Told you to, I know I'd let you know.
Well, meeting's canceled. I could have seen that coming.
Meeting is canceled.
Meeting is canceled.
Meeting is canceled.
You got anything else for us? Any reaction to this?
None.
Other than law enforcement. Hey there, how you doing?
Man, we'll go live in like 60 seconds, and then I'll talk to you.
Laura.
Hey Laura, seen you on TV,
Okay.
Jay Ross, how are you?
All right.
Hey, Michaela, can you hear me?
Where's the big boss? Boss up to since you out there.
Well, we've been
Texas
covering,
and calls me.
we've been covering it together.
You can't see me. Michaela, hey, where's your water board meeting?
Basically, the schedule.
Well, Shelby and Lenise, as you mentioned, the FBI has raided the headquarters of the Prichard Water Board. There are other law enforcement agencies involved as well. We saw the IRS Criminal Investigation Division was here. Prichard Police are here, but the police chief tells me they're merely here to provide security while the federal authorities execute their search warrant. Let me show you what the scene looks like right now. No one has really been allowed to go in and out of that building for the last couple hours. We've seen a lot of federal agents go in. Tommy Loftus, who is the law enforcement coordinator for the FBI field office here in Mobile, tells me that this is a search warrant that federal agents are executing today. He says that the FBI is, quote, participating in a multi-agency investigation. Now, he's not divulging exactly what they're looking for, but we can guess that it has to do with documents and financial records related to allegations of improper spending here at the Water Board. This all centers on purchases charged to corporate credit cards by the former operations manager, Nia Bradley, and other employees. Those purchases included first-class airline tickets, high-end hotels, subscriptions to streaming services, and items from retailers like Louis Vuitton and Gucci. Board Attorney Jay Ross has called this, quote, the worst case of public corruption in his career. Now, there was supposed to be a meeting of the Water Board this afternoon, and I just talked to Jay Ross, and he confirms that meeting is now off because this operation is likely to last some time. He says all of the board members are aware of that as well. So we'll get back to you when we learn that is rescheduled. Now, the subject of the board meeting tonight was supposed to be the very subject of this raid. The board members were going to be discussing these allegations of misspending. Jay Ross has said that the questionable purchases on those credit cards could total as high as $1.5 million. Mayor Jimmy Gardner is also here from the city of Prichard. I spoke with him briefly. He says that he wants to defer comment until he really knows more about what's going on here. This is just another indication of a deepening of this criminal investigation. The Mobile County District Attorney, Ashley Rich, previously confirmed that her office is looking into these allegations. She said she was getting assistance from the Alabama Attorney General's office. So this is all converging. We had previously been told that the federal government was aware of these allegations. It was unclear to what extent they were pursuing them, but this is a pretty clear sign that the FBI in Mobile is taking these allegations really seriously. Now, I should note that no one has yet been charged with any crimes in relation to this, and Nia Bradley's attorney has said repeatedly that she's done nothing wrong. He says that all of the purchases that are under scrutiny now had actually been approved by the board. This is a fluid situation. I'm going to send it back to you, but we will be back at Fox 10 News at 5 with any developments in this.